Hey guys, it's Kim. So this class will be based on the chatter that goes on in the mind. And I've been doing this practice now for about a decade. And I can tell you it's not something that I used to deal with. It's something that I deal with every day. So these are practices that I do now. And we've all had that time where either during our day or we're just about to go to sleep at night and the mind won't quit. It just wants to go, go, go. Your body is exhausted, but your mind wants to keep chatting with you. The one exercise that we're going to start with is called alternate nostril breathing. And I want you to just sit back in your heels. And if this is uncomfortable, sit on a block or simply just sit in easy cross leg. Otherwise, just sit on the block and wrap your shins around it around the block and sit comfortably. So this exercise, alternate nostril breathing, is the one exercise that I know I can come back to during my life if my mind won't quit. So just take your dominant hand, take your left hand onto your lap, and then take your dominant hand up to your other nostril. And just close both nostrils for a second. And I want you to bring your thumb to your right nostril and your pinky or ring finger to your left nostril. So you're going to release the inside fingers and you're just going to hold one with the thumb and one with either the pinky and the ring or with both. And you're going to retain the breath just for a second. And then you're going to then inhale up the left nostril, keeping the right closed. Hold at the top and retain the breath. And then exhale out the right nostril and retain. Inhale up the right. Hold. And then exhale down the left. Hold. Up the left. Down the right. And you can start to pick up your pace a little. So breathing up one nostril and down the other nostril. Hold for a second. Release and open and breathe both nostrils. And exhale it out. Keep your eyes closed and draw your right fingertips to the floor. Reach your left arm up and over. If you want to release the neck, hold onto the temple and let your head fall. Spreading open your left lung. Point your elbow up to the sky. Take a very luxurious stretch and release. Good. And then reach the arms up and around. Over to the left. Right arm reaches up and over for the temple. And then your head lets go and you just soften all the way down to the mat. Breathe into your right lung, fan open, and then reach all the way up and over. Good. Throughout the practice, we'll be talking about this chattering of the mind, really trying to quiet the chatter of the mind. So come into your downward facing dog. And just press back into your heels, walking the feet. Just relaxing into your first dog. And we're going to learn throughout this practice that we're much bigger than the mind. And the mind just does what it does. The mind chatters, it goes incessantly, it wants to cut corners, make things more efficient. And it's our job as the master of the mind to slow the mind down. Inhale forward to plank pose. Hold for a second in your plank and then drop your knees, your chest and your chin to the floor. Squeeze the elbows together. Let your shoulder blades melt together. And then inhale, stretch up into Cobra Pose. Let the pelvis fall heavy. Let the legs go long. And then lift your hands for a moment off the floor so you can really feel the shoulder blades merge onto the back, and then bring them down. And then lift from the front body so your chest starts to lift, your shoulders wrap onto your back, and engage your navel to your spine to find more length in the backs of the lungs. And then exhale, push it back into a child's pose. Toes touch, knees are wide. Take a breath there. Elongate the hands, come to tented fingertips so the underbellies of the arms are lifted away from the earth. And then come to your downward facing dog. Breathe in. Breathe out. Can you start to feel your Uddiyana Bandha, so your navel starting to hollow back in towards your body, that hollowing feeling in the belly, but an opening and reaching up feeling of your rib cage. So you're lifting your rib cage up towards your shoulders and pushing your hands down and forward. And then you're going to lift your right foot and step it up halfway, and then keep walking all the way to the top of the mat until you're in a Ragdoll Uttanasana forward fold. You're holding onto your biceps. You're letting the weight of the head pour out onto the floor. Just softening your eyes to close. Breathe in and breathe out. Slowly start to rise by dropping your hands, standing on your feet, pushing into the earth so you can rise up. And then you'll find one hand on your heart and one hand on your belly, and just hold there. Let's just take a moment to push into the body and lean into the hands. So you're standing in a ready position. You're not just hanging back and waiting for it to start. Your navel is connected to your spine. You can start to expand that experience by lifting your heart up into your hands. Your tail is going to come underneath you, and you can send your gaze up to the sky. And then exhale everything back into center, bowing the rib cage, bowing the head. Inhale, open. Press into the hands, creating change from the inside out, not moving from the skin layer. You're moving from the lungs, really opening, stretching from the inner body. Stretch up and back, gaze lifts, and then exhaling back in. And then just keep your chin to your chest and keep bowing your head all the way down back to your forward fold. This time take a halfway lift. So you want to lift the seat. Keep the knees soft, take the heart forward, and then take the ski jump out of your neck. So if you're looking forward and you're cranking into the back of the neck, instead just lengthen the back of the neck out, drawing the fingertips down into the floor and push them backwards so your navel turns on. And then plant your palms flat, step it back into the top of a push-up position, take a breath. Do not let the hips sag, and then knees, chest, chin to the earth, scoot it forward into your cobra, squeeze the shoulder blades together, and then exhale, downward facing dog. Breath in, breath out. Right leg enters into the air, look at it and spread the toes brightly. So big toes to pinky toes, you spread them really wide. Your leg is turned on, your arms are turned on. The underbellies of the arms are lifting away from the mat. Knee comes in towards your nose, your arms are straight. Your knee is hugging closely towards your body. And also your torso is contracting in towards your leg. And then you slowly bring the foot to the floor and into a twist. Left hand down. Right arm reaches high. So if you'd like to give yourself an adjustment, you can grab onto your hip crease, wrap your hip crease back, and then also round your navel back. So like you're coming into a cat back here, and stretch the waistline. So the chest, the head forward as the hip crease goes back and you re-reach your right arm to the sky. Big breath in. Breathe out. Inhale. Exhale, bring it down to your horizon. So reach the arm all the way out. Bring it beside the ear. Stretch it all the way in front. Those of you who want to come into a modified Vashisthasana, side plank, walk the right foot back. Come to the pinky edge of the left foot. And those who want to come into a full Vashisthasana, walk the foot all the way back, balance it on top of the left, reach the rib cage up towards the sky, press the hips up, stretch all the way through the body. and then cartwheel the right hand down to the floor. This time full chaturanga if that is your practice, otherwise knees to the floor. Lower all the way down. Inhale, lift into cobra, and then exhale, press back. Left leg comes into the air. You look at it. You spread your toes really widely, and then you bring your knee towards your face. You contract your upper abdominals, arms stay straight, pulling the knee to the body, and then step it all the way forward. If yours only comes halfway, just grab it with your left hand and pull it all the way up to the top of the mat. Twist, plant the right hand, twist the left arm up to the sky, and then push it into the hip crease. Make some space, navel back, rib cage forward, hip back, crown reaches towards the front of the room. So I'm reaching my whole body forward and my inner ankle reaches back, and then sweep the left arm to the sky and breathe. Exhale. One more. Hand comes to the horizon line, shoulder blade comes onto the back, and draw a line all the way forward and bring your arm alongside your ear. If you want to modify your Vashisthasana, you walk the left foot back to in front of the right knee. Otherwise, you sweep it all the way back on top of the right leg, and you reach the left arm up and the left hips up, and you push the ground away. Sweep the arm up overhead, big Vashisthasana. Left arm comes down, full chaturanga if that is your practice. Otherwise, knees to the floor, chin stays forward, gaze stays forward. Inhale up into your cobra pose, and then exhale back into your downward facing dog. 3 breaths. Exhale, 1. Inhale. Exhale, 2. Inhale. Exhale, 3. Bend your knees, look forward. No need to hop or float. Instead, take a big intentional step. 1, 2, top of the mat, halfway lift. Use your fingers. Press your fingertips onto the floor or onto shins to modify. Knees can be bent or straight. Engage the abdominals. Start to bend your knees, engage your abdominals, engage your rib cage, and then sweep your arms forward all the way overhead. Spread your heels down, lift your toes, spread your heels wide into the floor, and then bring your gaze up. Keeping the hips nice and low, sitting back in the chair pose. Go to your breath. 3 breaths here. That's 2. How is the chatter of the mind going now? Take another big inhale, sweep the arms up. I'm sure the mind is thinking all types of things about this. I'm sure you're thinking about my voice. Maybe you're thinking about your legs, they're burning. Whatever the mind is telling you, instead, stay with the breath. Know that the longer you stay, the stronger you become. Go to your breath. Exhale deeply. 2 more. Exhale. 1 more breath. Keep pulling the navel to the spine, and then exhale, forward fold, hang over the legs, plant the palms. Squeeze the fingers back. Navel to spine. Hover the left leg, bend it, and take it into a low lunge. Look at your back foot, cartwheel it down, and then walk your hand to the inside of your right leg, or use a block, or you can bring your elbow up onto your right knee if you need a little more space. Otherwise, press that right hand into the earth. There's no space between your right knee and your right tricep. The right hip is hugging underneath the body, and then you're going to point your left elbow up to the sky, bring your hand to the horizon line, wrap your shoulder head back, and then bring it forward. Rib cage feels like cat back. Navel is turning towards the sky. Strong back leg, Parsvakonasana. Stretching all the way from the pinky edge of the left foot into the left fingertips. Breathe. And then straighten through your front leg. If you have to pop up to a higher level, either on a block or on your shin, that's totally fine. You're pushing the big toe mound into the floor, lifting your kneecap by engaging your quadricep, and then reaching your left arm all the way up to the sky. Breathe in. Breathe out. Bend your front knee. Come up to reverse warrior. Right arm reaches, left arm reaches back. Sweep the right arm up and overhead. Left fingertips are light on the back. If you'd like to take a half bind, you can take a half bind and reach all the way over, and then cartwheel your arms all the way down, send your back foot forward and come into your chair pose again. So feet, heels and toes can touch, or feet can be hip distance apart. Bend the hips, sweep the arms all the way up, pull the navel to the spine, sit back in your chair, lift your toes, and soften that chatter in the mind. Take a breath. And a breath out, forward fold, fingertips to the earth. Left leg is your foundation, right leg lifts and goes back. And then bring it into your warrior two type of legs. So heel to heel alignment. Back leg is nice and straight, front leg is nice and bent. There's no space from the leg to the arm. I'm squeezing the left tricep to the left knee, or the left elbow comes to the left knee if you need a little more space. And then that right elbow comes up. The shoulder plugs back, opening through the shoulders. The navel turns up towards the sky, and then sweep that arm up overhead. Parsvakonasana. Opening the shoulders, gaze is up underneath the right armpit, bending the front knee a little deeper, wrapping that left hip all the way underneath you. And then Trikonasana, start to straighten out the front leg. So if you want to move your block back or bring your left hand up onto your shin, this is a good time to do it. Press the left big toe down, stretch the leg back, and sweep the right arm up to the sky. Trikonasana. Inflate the left side lung. Shorten through the top right ribs, and then sweep all the way up to reverse your warrior. Bend the front knee, reach up and back, light on the back fingertips, strong in the back leg. Sweep the left arm back. Reverse your warrior. Take your bind if you did it on the other side. And then breathe. And then release all the way back down to the floor. Move the block to the side if you're using it. Come to a high plank position. Lower down through your vinyasa. Inhale, heart lifts either up into upward facing dog or cobra pose. And then exhale all the way back, dog head down. So now we're going to do it. Just one breath, one movement, step all the way up, big intentional step to the top of the mat, halfway lift, and then exhale, fold in. Inhale, rise up into your chair pose, bend your knees. Maybe this time, hands to prayer, twisting the left elbow all the way over the right side. Maybe you start to play with the hover of your left foot. Hovering all the way up, and then take your hands back to the earth, and then take your step into an extended side angle, Parsvakonasana. So again, left arm to the inside of the left leg, left hand or fingertips come to the floor. Sweeping the arm up overhead, and then reaching the arm up and back as you transition into reverse, into triangle pose, and then up into reverse warrior. Windmill the hands down towards the earth, pick up the front leg, sweep it all the way back, send it up to the sky, press the foot back down to the earth. And then big breath in and big intentional step up towards the top of the mat. Exhale, fold. And then rise up, chair. Hands to prayer, twist it out, twist all the way to the other side. Look down, maybe hover the right foot, just play with it. We're here for 3, 2, 1, release, hands to the floor, take a step back, extended side angle, arm alongside your ear. Exhale, creating lots of space from your shoulder to your ear on the right side, and then straighten it out, Trikonasana, right arm reaches, and then let it lift you up into your reverse warrior. Left arm reaches back, breathe in. And then exhale, cartwheel your hands down towards the earth. Lift up your left leg, send it all the way back. And then set it beside the right. Take a big breath in your dog head down. And then drop to your knees and have a little rest. Wrap your arms either back towards your feet or stretch them out in front. Take a child's pose just for a breath. Hands can be interlaced on top of the soles of the feet or just resting on the earth, palms face the sky. And then when you're ready to join back in, don't be rushed. We're going to come into one more round, similar to what we've just done, but just adding a few more things in. So whenever you are ready, gently bring yourself back up to dog head down. Bring yourself back to the present moment. Go back to your breath. Quieten the chatter of the mind. Right leg sweeps up to the sky and then steps forward into your lunge. Inhale up this time. Warrior 2. Extended side angle, either arm to the floor or to your knee, and then Trikonasana, straighten it out. Use your hand to lift up and back, reverse warrior. And then return to your warrior 2. Interlace your hands, reach your knuckles forward, pivot on your back foot. Take your palms, press your palms forward and soften your back. You're going to round into the back. Back knee is soft, so you're pulling the whole front ribs back, drawing the front ribs in, and then you're going to slowly lower your back knee to the floor and take any amount of back bend. You're going to sweep those arms up overhead, but keep that feeling in the lower body. You're really tucking that lower body forward. You can bring your arms to cactus. You can interlace your hands behind your back, pressing the fingertips down towards the back of the knee. Open the heart towards the sky. Take another breath. Release the head if it feels good. And then release, hands come down. And I want you to either bring your forearms to the floor or your forearms to a block, or just stay high on the hands for lizard pose. Take a moment just to take your chin to your chest, bow it out, fall forward. You can even let the front foot fall onto the knife edge if you'd like a little more space in the hip and feel a little more rotation. And then we're going to come into a thigh stretch. Maybe you stay on the block. You can even bring your hand onto the block. So maybe you can just come up high on that left hand and you're going to sweep that right arm all the way around, wrap your shoulder blades onto your back, take hold of the top of the foot and take your left arm to the floor and open that right shoulder to the sky. You can come down on the left elbow, kick the toes into the right foot, front heel presses down, opening all the way through the front of the body. I know this is a big, deep stretch. Stay high on the left arm if it's too deep. If you can't reach the foot, just reach towards the foot and then gently release. Press back to dog, head down. 2 breaths. Inhale and exhale. Exhale, left leg high, knee to nose, step it forward, warrior 2, back heel down, cartwheel up, taking a breath. Extended side angle, sweep the arm overhead, Trikonasana, straightening out. Use the top arm to reach to reverse. Return, warrior 2. Take your hands, reach your knuckles, and let them swim you to the front. So you're going to pivot onto your back foot, press the palms away, work the rib cage back, soften the back knee, and really feel your rib cage wrap. Shoulders down away from your ears. Begin to lower the knee, and then keep that full back of your waistline back. Kidneys full, rib cage full, and you take that into your back bend. Any version that feels nice for you. Arms can come to cactus. You can interlace your fingers behind your back. You can drop the head and lean all the way back, breathing deeply. Exhale, release, walk out, same thing. Forearms can come to the inside of the left knee. You can make a little space with the left knee, opening it out to the side, opening up the hip flexor. You can place your forearms on blocks, stay up on your hands, bring your forearms down. Chin comes to the chest, and exhale. And then stay on the forearm or come up on the hand. Take your left hand, sweep it all the way around, grab the foot, grab right underneath the toes so you can keep the toes active. Notice my ankle is pointed and my toes are flexed. So flointed, I think this is called, or Barbie foot. So take your heart forward and wrap it around the corner. Wrap that left shoulder back and down. If you want and you have the space, you can come down onto the elbow, but this is a big, deep, intense stretch. So please do not feel that you need to go there. Open to the sky, breathe, inhale, exhale, and then release. Take yourself back into plank pose, chaturanga, lower all the way to the earth. Inhale, cobra or upward facing dog, whatever is your practice. Exhale, dog head down. And breathe. You're going to step your right foot halfway up the mat and take a standing split. So sweep that left leg up to the sky. You can keep your fingertips forward of the toes or walk those fingertips back. You can open your hip for this one if you want to, that's okay. You're going to grab hold of the ankle with the right hand, and if you're working on balance, you can take hold of the leg with the left hand as well, or just keep the left fingertips on the earth. See if you can't soften down into the standing split, using the pressure of the right arm behind the right calf to leverage the left leg up just a little more. And then take the left knee into your hand and slowly rise all the way up. Slide the hand down the foot. I'll just turn around to face you so you can see. So the foot can be on the floor, on the calf, or it can be up on the thigh. So whatever is your practice and however open your hip is, just come into tree pose. Press your foot against your thigh and see, can you soften there? You can keep your hands down by your sides. You can bring them into prayer. You could even sweep them up overhead. Put one hand to your heart, one hand to your belly, and holding actively, push back into your belly. And then very gently release. Step yourself to the top of the mat. Inhale, arms sweep up. Exhale, swan dive forward. Put your fingers on the floor. Then pull your heart forward and step back to a high plank pose and lower chaturanga. Inhale, upward facing dog, and exhale, press back to dog head down. Inhale, left leg up, it steps halfway, and then right leg comes high in a standing split. So you pour the weight down into this leg, lift the top leg, and let your head surrender all the way down to the floor. And go right ahead and listen. You don't have to separate yourself from what is going on. Maybe you want to practice just allowing your thoughts to pass you by. Maybe you want to try to release your thoughts. Maybe you're just going to be an observer. Just try not to be attached to whatever is going on in your head. And then just bend your leg, hold on to your right, and come all the way up into your tree position. So again, whatever position feels right for you. You can soften your gaze onto one single drishti point, or you can close your eyes. Bring your hands to prayer if this is your practice, or keep the hands on the hips, or sweep them up overhead. And breathe. Finding your balance. Close the knee like a gate, and then step up to the top of the mat. Sweep the arms up overhead. Exhale, swan dive forward for one more vinyasa. Inhale, halfway list. Step back, high plank pose, lower down chaturanga. Inhale, cobra or upward facing dog. Exhale, dog head down, and then just drop down into your child's pose. Flip your palms up and sweep your arms down beside your feet and just let your head fall down. And in this place where we will close, your palms are open to the sky. And that is a sign of an offering. That could mean that you are ready to give, or it means you are ready to receive, but it's a powerful mudra. And as you're there in your child's pose, you can maybe give up a little of the attachment to your thoughts, to your mind. Let the words start to pass you by. Realize that they're not important. Coming into your breath. Your breath only lives for this moment, and the more you are aware of it, the more you recognize it, the more you can feel the now that happens right this moment, and that is the element that ties all of us together. Let's finish with 3 breaths right there in child's pose. Inhale, exhale, Inhale. Exhale. Final breath. Inhale. Exhale. You can stay there or rise up and come into a seat. Cross the legs in front of you. Hands come into prayer. Bow your head in towards your fingers. In gratitude of this time that we spend together, I bow to you. Namaste, yogis.